I'm Darren with Akshon Esports, and this is Akshon Recap, the show where we highlight various stories ongoing within the esports community. Just when it looks like the drama from the Overwatch League comes to an end, another controversy always pops up. Now with the Overwatch League caster Christopher MonteCristo Mykles facing heat, especially from the Korean community, about a recent set of comments he made on an episode of Oversight this week.
You can't pander to the audience in such a way as a commentator, and I think that is literally unprofessional of them.
Monte is referencing how Korean Overwatch casters are avoiding using the name of Dallas Fuel's OGE and how it is unprofessional of them as casters not to mention the name of a player relevant to the game regardless if he was boosting, because it arguably isn't as severe as the notorious match-fixing incident from StarCraft 2, and because it's also part of their job to ensure their viewers are informed properly of what's going on during a game. Korean forums like Inven are outraged at Monte's remarks, with even a writer from Phomos penning an editorial in the comments. In the midst of the ongoing debate and criticism of Monte's harsh words, many have begun to call Monte out for being a hypocrite for calling Korean casters unprofessional while simultaneously being a bit unprofessional himself by using such harsh language directed at his fellow casters. The divide on Inven is about a 50-50 split between the two sides. While it may be culturally taboo to mention a booster's name, Monte is right in stating how it is a caster's job to properly inform their viewers using the current terminology. The counter argument coming from the Korean community is that the casters have not failed to do their job, as they've been indirectly referring to OGE or discussing the player, the name of the hero being played by him, or with phrasing such as saying the Dallas Fuel's Winston. This raises the question of should casters be making ethical statements on stream or stick to the facts and allow the league to police what can and can't be said. Things get complicated when it comes to the fact that a caster will need to cater their work based on the audience to a degree, but it is important to remember that they must do so in a way that doesn't impede how they do their job. Blizzard, at the end of the day, is the one who decided to allow OGE to participate in the Overwatch League, and thus the fans and casters alike should respect that decision and allow for the player to attempt to redeem himself. I think it's part of a caster's job to discuss the game and its players, and more often than not, that requires speaking a player's name regardless of circumstance. MonteCristo responded on Wednesday, apologizing for the wording he used, but is sticking firm to his stance on the matter of Korean casters pandering to their viewers by not saying OGE's name. For our next story of the day, the French media company AB Group has acquired broadcasting rights to Activision Blizzard's Overwatch League and will air the competition via its Esports Zone program on paid television channel AB1. AB Group will provide coverage of the Overwatch League in France and other French-speaking regions, namely Monaco, Andorra, Belgium, Switzerland, Luxembourg, Mauritius, Madagascar, as well as in French overseas territories. This announcement expands on the deal between Activision Blizzard and AB Group from last October, which saw the media company secure the exclusive rights to air other Blizzard titles, such as Hearthstone, Call of Duty, and World of Warcraft for French-speaking regions in Europe. It's important to keep in mind that this is for the TV deal, and not the broadcasting rights held by Twitch following a deal worth reportedly at least 90 million USD. These streaming and broadcasting rights apply to every region with the exception of China. This TV broadcast deal is just one part of Blizzard's efforts to deliver Overwatch League coverage to all corners of the world. In January, Overwatch League Commissioner Nate Nanzer told the Huffington Post, quote, "Television can play a really interesting role, particularly internationally, where there are markets like Brazil in which broadband internet penetration isn't the same as it is in a place like South Korea. In a place like Brazil, a television deal could help us. We are taking a global look to television to see where it makes sense. In the US, we are interested in having conversations about some of this content living on television, but we really think of this as a digital product." For our next story of the day, the San Francisco Shock and their parent company, NRG Esports, have announced a partnership with the University of California, Berkeley to launch an esports partnership program. As a premier sponsor of the Cal Esports program, NRG and the San Francisco Shock will collaborate with UC Berkeley and additional sponsors to launch the new campus esports community center at the Foothill Complex in fall 2018. Berkeley is already known for having one of North America's strongest esports programs, with support from their institution that has embraced esports on campus. Student interest has been a major driving force behind our program. Our unique, holistic approach puts UC Berkeley's public mission at its core. We've quickly learned that esports isn't just about gaming, it's a growing industry and lifestyle. We're excited to partner with the San Francisco Shock to create career pathways and educational opportunities for students in this expanding job market, said Stephen Stutton, Interim Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs at UC Berkeley. Berkeley has teams competing across various titles in collegiate tournaments such as the Fiesta Bowl Overwatch Collegiate National Championship, where the school's esports team took home their second consecutive win. The first co-sponsored event between the San Francisco Shock and UC Berkeley was held this Wednesday in the form of an Overwatch League viewing party on campus, with the Shock facing off against the Dallas Fuel. This isn't the first time an Overwatch League team has reached out and marketed their brand to the collegiate viewership, with the LA Valiant being the first to do so, reaching out to many universities across the West Coast. Lastly, for our final story of the day, if you're interested in grabbing some Overwatch merch, you can now order some new Overwatch League jerseys with a custom print via Into the AM, the official jersey provider for the Overwatch League. The only catch is that you can't get any jerseys with profanity or with anything too inappropriate. Regarding the stories we covered today, what do you think of the MonteCristo versus Korean casters controversy? Do you agree with Monte's point of view, or do you understand the taboo regarding boosters and why Korean casters would refer to OGE by not his name? As always, let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, thank you for watching, and be sure to like and share this video as it really helps us out a lot. And if you want to stay up to date with all of our latest releases, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell to stay notified. Otherwise, this has been Darren from Akshon Esports, and we'll see you in the next one.